If I'd known then what I know now, I never would have gone to Miss O'Leary's house. Yesterday night I went to sleep thinking of goodness, yet I woke up this morning depressed. I don't know what it was, just like one of those things that you feel could happen. I wanted something to cheer me up so I wouldn't have to live like I was so sad. Miss O'Leary invited me to her house a few days ago. She flew a few days ago to the Pasadena to participate in the Rose Parade, so she wanted to have some familiar company. If you lived here at Sunny Shore, North Carolina, you would definitely have a lot of experiences with flowers. We even have an emporium and a museum just designated for flowers. Miss O'Leary was famous for her white rose garden. I absolutely adored her and her white roses. Who wouldn't? I mean, she's just a hard-working old, at least 82 years old, lady who does nothing else with her life but plant and raise flowers. However much tempting, I declined her offer. My mind was set on work. Also, when Miss O'Leary came back from the flower parade, she had been burned. I didn't want to bother her because I wanted to let her in peace. On the topic of my work, I was a murder mystery author. I got my degree when I was about 23. I love to write, especially when I'm sad. I get to bring all of my emotion into my work, which I know is devastating for readers. It's just like all those poets who write when they are drunk. I write when I'm sad. Just look at Edgar Allan Poe. See where he ended up? Anyway, I went back to college to get a teaching degree in American and British literature for high school students. I haven't been able to be hired for a job yet in teaching, but I am still trying. However, I have written many best-selling books. I got my inspiration from the flower shop I own, Flower Shop Mystery. There are about 8 books in that series right now, but I plan to write about 5 more before I can start to find a teaching job. In the books, there is a feticide killer. The killer leaves a flower for the woman he killed that reflects her personality. In the first book, for example, the killer left an anemone for the main character's mother. The anemone is considered to be the death plant. In the end, the readers will hopefully find out who killed her friends. I decided I would go to the city's flower emporium. I soon arrived in my car. As I walked in, the smell was absolutely intoxicating. Every time I walked in here, my heart raced. I just loved it. Just imagine a world of flowers surrounding you in a coat-like aroma. There were so many types of flowers in the emporium, more than I can count. They all brought a seasonal sensation within my heart. The only thing that was bad was that it reminded me of my husband. His name was Alex. He had platinum blonde hair. His eyes were sea blue. Also, he was beautiful, period. How else do you describe that perfect body, that mesmerizing face? Think of someone like Cole Sprouse. He is completely irresistible. It was where we met before he was murdered. It was a dark night. The wind was howling and it was literally flooding rain. I was wondering where he was. I had called him constantly. I couldn't find him. I was starting to become panicky. My mind told me to go find him. Just as I was trying to open the door, his car came up the driveway. Relief spread through me. He got out even with the wind pushing. This was the last time I saw him. Forever I would see his face in my mind, an innocent face that never did anything to hurt anyone or anything. And his body crashed down in the light of what I considered as the death light. My heart skipped a beat as I heard a thunderclap. I saw the light, then there it was, his body, lying on the ground, motionless. I don't think I will ever get over it. If you watch a dog during a thunderstorm, that would be me. I am dancing the jitterbug. We had only been married for 3 years. I will say that those were the best 3 years of my life, though. Nevertheless, I walked around looking at the same faces as I did every time I came here. However, my phone disturbed the peace. I took the call. "Hello?" I said in sort of a question tone. "Yes, this is Mr. Walsh. Miss O'Leary's neighbor? I was walking around her house and I spotted her. I questioned her and she told me that she wanted you to come to her house," Mr. Walsh stated. "Okay," I replied. "Why?" "She wants to give you something," Mr. Walsh responded. "She might want to give me some flowers," I thought. "I'll be right there," I said. As I hung up, I exited the Emporium and got into my car. It only took about 10 minutes to get to Miss O'Leary's house. I drove up the concrete driveway. It was almost in stopping distance, and Miss O'Leary came walking out from one of the bushes. I tried to stop, but I was too close to her. She couldn't move fast enough either. I saw her face. Even today, I remember that face. It haunts me in my dreams. That's why I don't like my nightmares. My car hit her, and the only thing that cushioned her was the cane she was holding. She suddenly hit the driveway, and hard. When I frantically ran out of the car, my thoughts were like a thunderstorm. In her hand, she held a bouquet of white roses. I kneeled down and put my hand on her chest. She was still breathing. I felt tears fall down my arms. My heart was uncontrollably beating. Did I just end a life? How would you enjoy your life if you were here in my position? Wondering if someone just died because you hit her with your car? It doesn't matter if it was an accident. The damage is done and can't be reversed. I turned my attention on the bouquet and noticed a card. I opened it. Dear Caitlin, how are you doing? I am doing amazing, thank you. I've been relaxing. You know me. I am giving you these flowers so you can remember me. Make yourself happy about your home. I just want you to know that I love you. You feel special to me, like a daughter. You have helped me when I can't repay you for any of it. You helped me with my beautiful garden. The garden is priceless. Looking at it lets me breathe a breath of fresh air. Whenever I cannot breathe is when life will end. Don't we all end when breathing in us ends? I also want to thank you for giving me such a happy and wonderful life. Dying will obviously affect you in tragic ways, and I promise that my death will be a marvel, but I will be remembered. Not in a bad way, I hope. I will be remembered as a hard-working person dedicated to my passion, flowers. I also hope you can share my passion. I give you my flower farm in hope that you can share a passion with other people and have a happy life, for I will soon be gone from this earth. Sincerely, Elizabeth O'Leary. Emotion was flooding through me. I couldn't any longer. I called the ambulance. They came quickly. They put her in the bed and asked me if I wanted to follow. I did. Watching her body the whole time to the hospital was absolutely antagonizing. They finally escorted her to the hospital. I waited a long time in the waiting room, with my emotion completely out of control. Tears were flooding. I sometimes made animal noises that I couldn't understand could ever come from a person. Finally, after about 8 hours of torture, a nurse told me that Miss O'Leary had died. I just couldn't handle it anymore. I left the building and got into a random ambulance. I wanted to leave. I rode for a few hours. I didn't realize it, of course. I couldn't see either. Tears were in my eyes. Then I felt an airbag hit my face and I blacked out.